Coming up, the spring sports season at MC has come to a close, and what a season it was. Coming off a strong 2013 season, Coach School's track and field team had one of the most successful track and field seasons in school history. We were on location in Utica, New York for Nationals.
That's you.
It was another strong season for Raptors baseball. We'll have highlights. We'll also take you to the MC Athletics Banquet. It was a spring season to remember, and we've got all of this and much more on the Raptor Report, starting now. Hello and welcome to the Raptor Report. I'm Michael Brown. Now, I'm still catching my breath from a very busy spring around here. We've got a jam-packed show, so let's get right to it with a look at a historic season for the men's and women's track and field teams. The Raptors season got off to a rocky start as the miserable early spring weather severely hampered their preparation and threw their meet schedule into disarray. But when the weather allowed it, this team took on all comers, 2-year schools, 4-year schools, anybody. And they continue to show the improvement that has become the norm since head coach Jamaal schools took over the program. From their first meet on March 29th at Goucher, where they battled both 4-year schools and some very nasty weather, 10 MC athletes immediately qualified for the season-ending national championship meet. Now, let me take a quick pause and explain how NJCAA track and field works. It's not like baseball or basketball. There's no league or region championship that you have to win to make it to nationals. Rather, in NJCAA track and field, there are benchmark times and distances that need to be met or exceeded in order to qualify for nationals. An athlete could win every 100-meter race they enter, but if they don't meet or exceed the qualifying mark, they don't get to compete at nationals. So every meet is in effect a trial for the national championship. One of the key meets of the season for the Raptors, and a barometer for how far this program has come, was the Morgan State University Legacy Invitational. At this meet, the Raptors took on a field of top-flight 4-year schools: Navy, UMBC, Howard, Virginia Commonwealth, Maryland Eastern Shore, the host school, and many other top-flight 4-year programs. And MC more than held its own. The men's 4x400 meter relay team shattered the old school record that day by over 2 seconds. Their record time of 3:21.72 also placed them second nationally in the NJCAA rankings. Thomas McIntyre continued to excel in his individual events, where he set 2 new school records in both the 800 and 1500 meters. Jaydeep Donick also had a stellar day at Morgan, as he broke the school record for the 400-meter hurdles while also qualifying for nationals in the 800 meters. In addition, the women's 4x100-meter relay team continued their season-long improvement and edged ever closer to qualifying for nationals, a goal they achieved the following week. Some other outstanding performances at Morgan were turned in by Neiman Thompson in the men's 400, Kelsia Hutchinson in the women's 100, and Ziana Walker-Latney and Hutchinson again in the women's 200. At the twilight meet at McDaniel College, they were again the lone 2-year school in the field. Kiana Daly solidified her #2 national ranking in the women's discus with a strong showing, and the men's 4x100 meter relay team set yet another school record. Next up for the Raptors, Utica, New York, and the NJCAA National Track and Field Meet. Heading into nationals, the Raptors were running their best times of the season and had qualified for 23 men's events and 14 women's. At the national championship meet, the Raptors brought one of the smallest teams in the field, as just 10 men and 8 women made the trip. They found themselves competing against teams 2 and 3 times larger. This meant every Raptor competed in multiple events, some in as many as 5 or 6 events over the 3-day meet. So when you count prelim heats, semis, and finals, that adds up to a lot of running and a lot of stress in a very short period of time. At times, as Denzel Washington and Zahara Sani can attest, MC even had an athlete competing in 2 events simultaneously. Day 1 got off to a terrific start when the men's 4x800 meter relay team of Charles Acevedo, Dwayne Johnson, Jaydeep Donick, and Thomas McIntyre won the national championship and the gold medal with a school record time of 7:57:01.
Well, it was really cool. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I was able to run with these guys. It's a good start to the meet, and then we're going to come back today. We're going to do our individual events and hopefully go from there. So it's a good first day.
Dwayne, how do you feel?
Feels good after all the practice we did to get a win, but we're not done yet. We still have everyone here is doing some sort of open event, and hopefully we'll all go to finals.
JD?
It feels good. All our training has paid off, and we came in pretty confident into the 4x8, and we did our thing. It was just another race, and we did our thing. So it's pretty good. Now we just have to focus on our individual events and go out there and perform and go to finals.
Tom?
For us, it's just any other meet. It was good to set the tone for the weekend and let the team know that we're here to win some events. But now it's time to focus on the next 2 days and cheer everybody else on and bring home some more hardware.
In Day 1 field events, Denzel Washington took on a very tough field in the triple jump, an event that combines speed, power, and agility. Washington hurt his heel on an early jump and was in severe pain, but gritted his way through the rest of his jumps to claim 2nd place and the silver medal with a mark of 13.77 meters.
Well, it feels great, man. You know what I mean? I thought, I was a little nervous coming into this track meet, going in, so I didn't think I really was going to do as good as I did, but it turned out that I did pretty good, man. 2nd place is good. You know what I mean? It ain't better than 1st, but 2nd is still good.
In addition, the men's 4x100 meter relay team again broke their school record in a trial heat, and the women's 4x100 team ran a season best time in their prelim. So Day 1 was a strong one for the Raptors. On Day 2, the focus turned to the field events, where MC's Kiana Daly, who was also a starter on the women's basketball team, took on a tough field in the discus to finish 2nd and claim the silver medal. Daly also broke her own school record with a throw of 116 feet, 9 inches.
It felt great. Like, the throw felt great. Everything felt like how it should feel when I don't know, when you have a good throw, it feels awesome.
Denzel Washington, despite still being hampered by his bruised heel bone, competed simultaneously in both the high jump and the long jump. He grabbed 4th place in the long jump and then broke his own school record in the high jump while finishing 6th in the country. Day 2 also featured a host of qualifying heats. MC particularly impressed in both the men's and women's 4x400 meter relays. The men coasted to 1st in their heat, while the women ran an almost effortless race to place 3rd going into the semi. As Day 2 drew to a close, 16 Raptors had advanced to the semifinals in 9 different events. Day 3 was an unforgettable experience, absolutely jam-packed with semifinals and finals, one coming right after another. And the Raptors flew high. Thomas McIntyre got the day rolling when he took a silver medal in the tough men's 1500 meters. And then less than an hour later, he came back to take 2nd nationally and another silver in the 800 meters. Neiman Thompson also grabbed a silver in the ultra-tough men's 400 meters, while Saheed O'Shiles came in right behind him in 4th. Thompson quickly followed that up with a 5th in the 200. In relay action, the men's 4x100 team finished a strong 4th in the country, while the women's 4x100 team surprised everyone by gutting out a 5th place finish. Those great results set the stage for the meet's final 2 events, the grueling 4x400 meter relays. And despite the fact that each member of the women's team had run multiple events all day long, the team of Zahara Sani, Kelsia Hutchinson, Najee De Rohaya, and Ziana Walker-Latney finished a strong 4th in the country. Then came the meet's final event, and MC's 4x400 team was ready, even though, like the women's team, they had run multiple races all day long. Charles Watts ran the first leg and was neck and neck with the leaders when he handed off to Thomas McIntyre. McIntyre was just a couple of strides off the lead when he gave the baton to Saheed O'Shaughnessy, who was neck and neck with PG Community College when he gave the baton to Neiman Thompson for the gun lap. And then Thompson absolutely blew the doors off the rest of the field as he powered through the finish to clinch the win and grab the gold medal. After the race, I caught up with the ecstatic national champion quartet.
Honestly, it feels very, very great. In my first year, I didn't experience this. You know, we came in fourth my first year, but now it feels like very, very good right now. I can sleep good.
You guys should sleep good tonight.
Man, it feels great, man. I mean, earlier on in the season, like I lost focus and all, but you know, I got my head together and look at where we're at now. So, yeah, it feels great.
Tom?
Yeah, we had a pretty rough season, but you know, we ran fast when it counted, and it was just good to know that we can all count on each other out there.
And finally, CJ.
Man, I don't even know how to start, man. First of all, let me start by thanking this dude right here, man. This guy, he did what he had to do to get back to focus. And I really appreciate everybody on this team, and I feel so good that we was able to come out here and do what we had to do. These two coaches that we have out here is awesome, man. Yeah, we need to, like, they should get these awards, man. They did all we got. Those two coaches, man, respect, man. Thank you.
So when all was said and done, MC put in a historic performance at Nationals. 2 national championship gold medals, 5 silver medals. In all, they totaled 19 top 8 finishes. With those results, the men's team finished 4th in the country overall and the women 11th. So terrific results from one of the smallest teams at the meet. Their outstanding performances earned them 13 All-American honors. 8 Raptors were named first-team All-Americans. Charles Acevedo, J.D. Donick, Dwayne Johnson, and Thomas McIntyre for their first-place finish in the men's 4x800 meter relay. Saheed O'Shaughnessy, Neiman Thompson, Thomas McIntyre, and Charles Watts for their first-place finish in the men's 4x400 meter relay. And 5 Raptors were named second-team All-Americans. Kiana Daly for her second-place finish in women's discus, Denzel Washington for his second-place finish in the men's triple jump, Neiman Thompson for finishing second in the men's 400 meters, and Thomas McIntyre twice for finishing second nationally in both the men's 1500 meters and the 800 meters. So congratulations to all those deserving Raptors. And on top of all of that, this year's Raptors Track and Field team set 16 new school records. Yes, I said 16. This is a remarkable group of young men and women, and we should be very proud of how they represented MC. They literally gave it everything they had, and they put together a season that we will not soon forget. And stick with us, because after a short break, we'll be talking more about this historic track and field season, as I'll be joined by Raptors Track and Field head coach Jamaal Schools and his top assistant, Thomas Payne. You're watching the Raptor Report.
No matter where you're headed, no matter what your age, you'll find it all here at Montgomery College. Small class sizes, flexible scheduling, over 130 programs of study, award-winning faculty, nationally ranked NJCAA athletics. The possibilities are endless at Montgomery College. Register today.
And welcome back. And now it's my pleasure to welcome in Jamaal Schools, the head coach of Montgomery College's track and field team, and his top assistant, Tom Payne. Guys, thanks for joining me on the Raptor Report.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Well, guys, let's talk about Nationals. It's been a couple weeks now since the Nationals are over. You guys have had a chance to reflect on how the team did. Talk to us a little bit about your thoughts on the performance and the results up there. Jamaal?
Well, starting off, me and Coach Payne set a plan from the previous year to keep the expectation bar high. You know, don't allow any slacking, really push through, regardless of the challenges. As we know, the weather has been horrible, so, you know, we didn't let any of that stop our game plan. You know, working out on the track 3 days a week, you know, trying to go into the weight room, the pool, fitness center, and all that type of thing. Like I said, the expectation bar was high, and, you know, the plan was to push through and try to build, you know, from last year performances in our national championships, and, you know, just see how far we can go.
Tom?
Pretty much, we had planned it from the year before. You know, we brought in a recruiting class. It was a rebuild year the year before. So basically what we did was, you know, we prepared them for nationals. You know, all through the season, we brought them to some good competition, you know, qualify for Penn relays and that kind of stuff, and gave them the exposure that they needed, and then we performed.
Well, you know, we had some great results there, winning 2 gold medals, 2 national championships, 5 silvers. I have some memories of those national championship wins in particular. And I remember particularly after the 4x4 at which was the last race of the meet, you guys were so pumped, especially you, Tom. There seemed like there was something more going on there than just the ordinary race. Not it's ordinary to win a national championship, but almost like you guys had been on a mission. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I know from our previous year, the guys were kind of down because, not say they didn't perform well, but they didn't perform the way they wanted to. With just a little bit of here and there, a couple guys were running too many events, you know, qualified for just a lot of events, and kind of wear his body, you know, wear and tear type thing. So it's been a chip on our shoulders since last year's nationals. You know, working hard. Coach Payne's in charge of the summer, just working hard throughout the whole summer, getting stronger, getting faster, you know, body maintenance, and looking into this year. And like you said, just the relief of how the process went and all we had to go through, you know, from taking an hour and a half to shovel snow off the track just to practice for a half hour, 45 minutes. Just, you know, dealing with the cold weathers, not having the proper track equipment, because, you know, the budget was kind of mixed up and things just didn't come in the way it was supposed to. So it was a lot of challenges this year, and we told our guys, you know, no matter what hurdle is in our way, we're getting over that hurdle. And, you know, at the end of each relay team that we won, you know, it was just a sign of relief, and you can kind of see it in their faces, you can see it in our emotions, you know, being pumped up, because the guys deserved it. They put a lot of work into it from 2 years ago.
Boy, they sure did. And when you said it was the relief of it, it was almost like the steam, you know, just came out. I mean, it was great to see. It was one of the best victory celebrations I've seen.
Yeah, I was definitely proud of the guys, and you can see it in their faces. I mean, a couple had tears in their eyes. A couple was just, you know, they couldn't walk because they were just so relieved and drained that it was just, you know, an emotional time of joy, you know, just because of all the hard work they put into it and dedication.
Must make you guys feel good as coaches, right, Tom?
Definitely.
To see that,
Yep.
that kind of passion. Yeah. Well, let's talk along the same lines is the effort that this team put in. You know, we were talking earlier before the camera started rolling about how this was one of the smaller teams up at Nationals. You were competing against teams that were 2 and 3 times larger, which meant we had athletes running 3, 4, 5 events, sometimes simultaneously. Yeah. Talk about the kind of toll that takes on an athlete over a 3-day, a concentrated 3-day period, the kind of stress, how they were able to push through that.
Well, for me, I have to, you know, thank our right-hand guy right here, because we actually planned it out to the T. Where we had at least, you know, 3 track meets in a week, you know, throughout the regular season, you know, with a lot of travel, you know, a lot of repetition and practice, being able to just kind of fine-tune your body for what was about to happen. I mean, we knew, you know, just by the times and the marks that we've been kind of placing, that we knew the gist of what we were going to do in nationals, but it was just making sure that we was ready to do it. You know, like I said, just driving to Delaware State University, coming back, and the day next we going to McDaniel, and then come back, and then we get ready to go to Morgan State. So it was just a lot of, you know, preparation that, you know, I think we did a great job of preparing these guys mentally more than physically, and you know, it helped and it showed when they performed.
Boy, that's for sure. That's for sure. Now we only have about a minute and a half to go. Let's talk about the team MVPs though, because we had co-MVPs for the men's side. We had Thomas McIntyre and Neiman Thompson, and then on the women's side we had Ziana Walker-Latney. Talk about, Tom, let's start with you. Let's talk about what these MVPs meant to the team.
Those three individuals are the toughest individuals I've ever coached. You know, they have a whole lot of heart. They and that's why they earned MVP. You know, they were the ones that took on the bulk of the events to score the points for us at the nationals or any track meet. So, you know, they were definitely the MVPs of the team.
Jamaal?
And on top of that, you know, they never complained. You know, whatever we asked them to do, they went and did it, even if it was something that wasn't within their norm. Neiman actually ran an 800 on a 4x8 earlier in the season for us because someone was hurt. So, you know, they deserved the MVP, and it showed why. You know, always came to work every day with their hard hats on, ready to work, and was willing to follow, you know, help the guys follow their lead.
Well, they were inspirational kids, and really, I just want to say we're just about out of time, but it was an inspiration for me to be at that national championship meet and watch those kids in action. Great performances by all of them. Congratulations to you guys on a great season and a great job at nationals. And stick right with us because we'll be right back with a look at MC's baseball and softball seasons. You're watching the Raptor Report.
One word to describe Montgomery College: awesome.
Interesting.
Fun.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Inspirational.
Spectacular.
Family.
Nice.
Diverse.
Excelling.
Surprising. Perfect.
Opportunity.
Fun.
Great.
Exhausting.
Inspiring.
Flexible. Excellent.
Awesome.
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 Welcome back. Turning now to Raptors baseball, year after year, this has been one of the most successful programs in the history of MC Sports. Since Dan Rasher took over as head coach 9 years ago, this team has consistently won the regional championship, gone to the World Series, and sent legions of players on to four-year schools with scholarships. But 2014 will go down as one of the oddest, most up-and-down seasons they've ever experienced. Public enemy number one was the weather. In a word, it was atrocious. Game after game was postponed and rescheduled. Over 25 games were affected, almost half their schedule. And no doubt this had an impact on the team's play. Ball players thrive on repetition, timing, and consistent play, and having to practice indoors so often and work around constant rainouts definitely hurt their preparation. Another contributor to their up-and-down season was the youth and inexperience of the team. The 2014 Raptors returned just 6 players from last season's Region 20 champion and World Series team. So a lot of young and inexperienced players had to get used to playing a schedule with 3 times as many games than what they were used to in high school. So in hindsight, horrible weather and a young roster was a recipe for an up-and-down, inconsistent season. But despite all that, they still delivered a strong and exciting year, starting with their annual Florida trip in March, where they played 9 games in 5 days and won 6, including 2 wins over national top 10 teams. And that trip wasn't the only highlight of their season. A doubleheader sweep of D2 Burlington in early April showed the team's depth of talent. In Game 1, Burlington took an early 4-2 lead, but the Raptors offense came alive in the 5th when Nick Kozarski led off the inning with a solo shot to deep center. The Raptors put up 7 more that inning and would go on to take Game 1 10-4. Nick Ponifala pitched 3 2/3 innings of 1-hit relief and notched the win. In Game 2, freshman sensation Tyler Coleman went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles as the Raptors once again relied on the big inning, plating 6 in the 3rd. MC held on to win 6-4, holding the Barons to just 3 hits as Andy McWilliams picked up the win and Antonio Pino recorded his third save. But as was often the case with this season, that doubleheader win was followed by a stretch of rainouts and inconsistent play. Over the next 15 games, bunched up in just 18 days because of foul weather, the Raptors went 7-8. But then came an April 24th game that produced the signature play of the Raptors season. Facing D2 College of Southern Maryland on a rare sunny day, the Raptors jumped out to a 4-zip lead, scoring 2 in the first on a clutch 2-out single by Jeremy Panafala, and 2 more in the third on an RBI single from Tyler Coleman, one of 4 hits by the freshman, and another RBI single from Panafala. But the Hawks fought back with 1 in the 6th, 4 more in the 7th, and then tacked on a run in the 9th to lead the Raptors 6-5, entering the bottom of the 9th. With 2 outs and 1 on, it looked bleak. But freshman Antonio Payne tied things up on the first pitch he saw with a line drive double in the gap, scoring John Hanley. And that brought up Ian Velez with 2 outs and Payne on second.
So Ian Velez, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, man on second. And there's a bouncer to third. It's going to be tough. And he's going to beat it out. And here comes Payne. And he scores. He is safe at the plate. As Antonio Payne has scored from second base to win the game for the Raptors as he knocked Jeremy Ramalia off his feet. And the little fella scores the winning run on a bouncer by Ian Velez. So Montgomery College comes back with a 2-run rally in the bottom of the 9th inning to steal this game.
Wow.
You got to say, they stole this game from the Southern Maryland Hawks.
That thrilling win showed the type of character and resolve this team possessed. And over the last 10 games of the regular season, they played more consistently. Their play earned them the #1 seed entering the Region 20 tournament, and in the opener, the defending champion Raptors faced rival PG Community College. It was a wild affair, as the hitters on both squads had a field day. But despite a comeback by the Raptors, the Owls from PG held on to win it 17-16. The region tournament is double elimination though, so the Raptors were still alive. That first round loss meant MC would face Westmoreland next, and the Raptors would have to come out of the losers bracket to defend their title in the double elimination tournament. But it wasn't in the cards, as the season-long woes of spotty defense and inconsistent offense reared their ugly heads yet again. The Raptors' Gus Gill pitched his heart out for 9 innings, allowing just 1 earned run. But MC's defense faltered, and their hitters just couldn't solve Westmoreland starter Brandon Rowland, who allowed just 4 hits over 9 to send the Raptors home. And so for just the second time in the Dan Rasher era, the Raptors did not advance to the World Series. Clearly, the end result was a disappointment for the Raptors, but there's still plenty to celebrate and a lot to look forward to. They finished 26-17 on the season, the best record of any team in Region 20. 6 Raptors were named to the All-Region 20 team: Tyler Coleman, Antonio Payne, Brandon Humbertson, Nick Panafala, Gus Gill, and Ian Velez. Payne and Coleman were also named first-team All-Maryland JUCO. And when the NJCAA All-American honors were handed out, Tyler Coleman was honored as a first-team selection, and Antonio Payne was named to the third team. The future looks very bright. It was a very young team this year, but guess what? That means a whole bunch of guys are coming back next season sporting a rather large chip on their shoulder. That list includes Coleman, Payne, Humbertson, and Gill, all of whom made All-Region 20. Turning now to softball, second-year head coach Mike Smigaki's program is still in the rebuilding phase, and the season got off to a rough start as the Raptors dropped 12 of their first 14. But many of those losses were nail-biters, and the team never dropped its head. The last third of the season, their play really improved, and they came into the regionals playing their best ball of the season. After knocking off the Owls from PG in the first round, they once again advanced to the regional finals, and for the second year in a row, they faced the Pioneers from Anne Arundel. The Raptors played well, but the Pioneers pulled out a 5-4 win to earn the trip to nationals. 2 years in a row, just one run kept the Raptors from advancing. But again, this program is still developing, and there was much to be proud of. Most importantly, despite all the hardships of weather, injuries, and transfers, this team never quit. They got inspirational efforts from several players, particularly Maria Sanchez, their only experienced pitcher. Sanchez started 21 games, won 7, and hurled an amazing 127 innings. She also led the team with a .460 batting average, 38 RBIs, and tied for the team lead in homers. Meanwhile, Morgan Howard hit a robust .424, and Olivia Howe, who shared the team lead in homers, hit .418. The team's hard work didn't go unnoticed when postseason honors were announced. Sanchez, Howe, Howard, and Madeline Niffenegger made All-Region First Team. Sanchez, Howe, Niffenegger, and Gabby Pascasio made the regional tournament team, and Maria Sanchez was also named Second Team All-Maryland JUCO. Sanchez and 3 others will return next year. So the work continues for Mike Smigaki, but with his work ethic and deep roots in Montgomery County High School softball, I have no doubt this program will continue to make strides and soon be making national championship appearances.
FC!
Don't go anywhere, because up next we'll take a look at the annual MC Athletics Banquet, where the 2 biggest athletic awards of the year were handed out. You're watching the Raptor Report.
One word to describe Montgomery College: awesome.
Interesting.
Fun.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Inspirational.
Spectacular.
Family.
Nice.
Diverse.
Excellent.
Surprising. Perfect.
Opportunity.
Fun.
Great.
Exhausting.
Inspiring.
Flexible. Excellent.
Awesome.
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 Welcome back. I recently had the privilege of hosting MC's annual Athletics Awards Banquet. It's a special night for me because, having covered MC sports all year long, it's great to be part of the event where our student athletes receive much-deserved recognition. MC President Dr. Darian Pollard kicked off the event.
What a year for the college that this has been. I want to thank our student athletes and our outstanding athletic staff for the work that they do in ensuring that you bring not only exemplary recognition to the institution, but also that you are scholar athletes, and that means a lot to me. This year, our teams have been magnificent in the work that they have done, not only at the local level, but at the national level as well.
And each head coach took a few moments to talk about what their team accomplished this year.
Similar to other teams, we had our injuries to start out the season, going 4-8 in the month of September to turn that around in a winning record in October, just in time for the region tournament. And it was truly an exciting moment for my coaching career and what I went through, and the dedication, the time, and the effort that each player contributed, and the sacrifices that they made throughout the season by learning different positions for us to make it through the season and get to the regionals. I, for one, was really proud of each and every one of them for what they accomplished, and it's going to be one of the seasons that we'll remember forever.
Each head coach also announced the most valuable player for each team, as well as the team's most improved player. For men's soccer, the MVP was Nick Castro, and the most improved player was Mike Buscemi. Women's soccer, Tamara Castillo took the MVP honors, and most improved honors went to Melissa Cibrian. Volleyball had co-MVPs, Andrea Falcon and Hiromi Konishi. Most improved was Cindy Cibrian. Moving on to women's hoops, Coach G bestowed MVP honors to Jabria Smith, and Amy Hart was the most improved. For men's basketball, despite missing some early time with an injury, Tim Christian took MVP honors, while the most improved player was Zach Curran. Baseball's freshman sensation Tyler Coleman took the team MVP honors, with Nick Ponifala being named most improved. Now, we heard earlier about Maria Sanchez's outstanding pitching and hitting numbers this year, and unsurprisingly, she was the softball team MVP. Most improved player was Latasha Gross. For the men's track and field team, MVP honors were shared by Thomas McIntyre and Neiman Thompson. Most improved honors went to Charles Watts. Over to women's track and field, Ziana Walker-Latney was named MVP, and most improved went to Kelsia Hutchinson. The cheerleading team also honored its members, with Liz Denizard being named MVP and Nia Mays most improved. The highlight of the night, though, was the announcement of the coveted Montgomery College Student Athlete of the Year Awards. MC Athletic Director Derek Carter announced the women's winner first.
It's an honor to stand before you and introduce our male and female student athletes of the year. This is an accomplishment that we take a lot of pride in the decision-making process. We look at the person's athletic ability, of course, but we also look at grades, we look at character, we look at how you represent yourselves with your teams. For our Women's Athlete of the Year, we are going to announce that the 2014 Female Athlete of the Year is Andrea Falcon, women's volleyball.
Carter then announced the men's honoree.
And we heard this gentleman's name mentioned a few times this evening. Our men's 2014 Athlete of the Year is Thomas McIntyre, men's track and field. That's an outstanding honor. For our freshmen, that gives you a goal to reach next year. Like I said, we look at a lot of variables when we take that into consideration, and we want everybody to be academic champions as well as athletic champions.
Both these athletes were richly deserving of their awards, and not just for what they did on the field. These two really got it done in the classroom as well. They're both outstanding students. I had a chance to talk with them both at the end of the banquet.
Well, I'm very honored to have been chosen, and I'm just very grateful to have been a part of Montgomery Scholar Raptors, so thank you.
Tom?
It's an amazing feeling to get to represent this great school, and you know, all the love I get from the teammates and all the other athletic teams is just great.
Now, did you expect this, Andrea?
No, not at all. I feel like there's so many female athletes here that did a lot, and I'm very honored again, so I was not expecting this at all.
How about you, Tom?
I was pretty surprised. I was looking out in the crowd, and I could pick out probably 10 or 12 people I thought more deserving than me, but no, I'm very happy with it.
All right, one last question for you both. Your favorite moment as an MC athlete?
Would have to be winning the region. That was by far the best experience here. So.
Tom?
It's got to be the Johns Hopkins meet a couple weeks ago, and the meet sort of came down to the last events, and it was just great having everybody on the team cheering everybody else on.
Once again, congratulations to these deserving athletes. Great job this year by both of you. And stick with us, because after this break, we'll take a look at a different kind of athletic success. You're watching the Raptor Report.
No matter where you're headed, no matter what your age, you'll find it all here at Montgomery College. Small class sizes, flexible scheduling, over 130 programs of study, award-winning faculty, nationally ranked NJCAA athletics. The possibilities are endless at Montgomery College. Register today.
Welcome back. The 2013-14 athletic year wasn't just an outstanding year on the field. It was also an outstanding year in the classroom for MC student athletes. As MC Athletic Director Derek Carter always says, if you don't succeed in the classroom, you'll never succeed on the field. So with his mantra in mind, MC athletes had a banner year with the books. 40 MC student athletes achieved a 3.0 or better GPA during this past academic year. That's a pretty amazing stat and a credit to the students, many of whom are juggling multiple priorities: school, sports, a job, family obligations, a whole host of things. But this positive academic news is also a result of the emphasis on academics that has been a major focus for everyone in the program. Study hall for athletes, the weekly monitoring of grade progress, invaluable assistance from MC academic counselors, and classes like the Summer Bridge program have made a big difference in the academic standing of MC's student athletes. And all of this good news on the academic front culminated with commencement. A sizable number of MC athletes graduated, and most will be moving on to four-year schools where many will continue their athletic careers. Of course, not every graduating Raptor chose to walk at graduation, but several did, and we caught up with a couple of them prior to the ceremony. Jamaal and CJ Watts reflected on their MC athletic careers.
I played basketball and ran track for MC, and it changed my life. It changed me and made me become a better person, and it taught me a lot. So.
Well, me, I ran track. I'm not a superstar yet, but I ran track, and actually we had a successful season this year. Our 4x4 team and our 4x8 team won the national championship. That's the first national championship to come to the Raptors, and I'm so proud of that.
And MC track athlete Jackie Waffo talked about what's next for her.
My plan is to train with Florida State University for 2 years and get on the level and compete, and hopefully, if I do so good, hopefully try out for the Olympics.
For me, it's a little bittersweet to see athletes like Jamaal, CJ, and Jackie graduate. I've enjoyed covering them during their time at MC, and we'll miss them here on the Raptor Report. But we also wish all of these new alums nothing but the best in the future. And speaking of MC alumni, the Montgomery College Alumni Association recently inducted 4 new members into the MC Athletic Hall of Fame at the annual Alumni Awards Banquet. This year's inductees were Coach Lisa Tehan, Maurice Hicks, Rob Moxley, and Mark Crutchfield. Tehan coached women's tennis at MC back in the early 90s and led her teams to 2 straight Maryland JUCO and state championships. Her 1992 team finished in the national top 10. She talked with us about her favorite MC memory.
Besides our terrific season, it's more of the community. The kids, I actually coached women from 8 different countries. It is truly a melting pot here. We are outside of our nation's capital, and what's fantastic is I had athletes from Japan, Argentina, Italy, I had from India, Russia, and the best thing was when my Natasha, one of my girls from Russia, she was actually trying to teach me Russian, which I'm a very poor student. I think I know 3 words after the 2 years she worked on me.
Maurice Hicks played football at MC in 1997 and 98, was the team's leading rusher in 98, and was also named an honorable mention NJCAA All-American that year. He went on to play at North Carolina A&T and then in the pros with the Bears, 49ers, and Vikings. He also played in NFL Europe and in arena football. Mr. Hicks was unable to attend the ceremony. Rob Moxley, the 3rd inductee, played guard for MC's Germantown basketball team and was named 2nd team All-American. He went on to play at Newberry College, and after graduation, he began his coaching career and is currently the associate head coach at NC State. Moxley was unable to attend, but sent a video thank you.
I'm honored
and I still hold Montgomery College dear to my heart. It was something that allowed me to get where I wanted to get in my life, and it's a great springboard for so many people back home up in Maryland that are able to go to all the Montgomery colleges and have opportunities both academically and athletically.
And Mark Crutchfield played on the same MC Germantown basketball teams as Rob Moxley and was a first-team All-American. He went on to play at Bowie State. After college, he was an assistant coach for MC's Rockville campus basketball team and also head coach of the Germantown campus basketball team. After coaching at MC, he was campus athletic director at Germantown and finally college-wide athletic director. He currently runs a sports and fitness training facility. We talked to him about his favorite MC sports moment.
Probably my favorite memory that I really tried to work off of is we were in the semifinals of the region championship up at Allegheny Community College. We were down by 24 points with about 9 minutes to go. And Coach Hobson called a timeout. Also another teammate, Shane Bray, the younger brother of Mike Bray, the head coach of Notre Dame, was playing with us. And we just came to the timeout, me, Shane, Rob, everybody, and said, we got to do this. And we came back and won that game and then went on to win the championship of that tournament. So I'll never forget us of knowing that you can do whatever you have to do to get the job done. But we were down by 24 points, about 8 minutes to go.
At the ceremony, MC's Alumni Association also recognized 3 MC athletic legends who passed away this year. Don Drown was remembered for his many years as an MC basketball coach and also for being the first member of MC's Athletic Hall of Fame. Frank Toomey was honored for over 20 years of coaching at MC in both football and golf. And Tom Bickey was remembered for his Hall of Fame career as a soccer coach and also for his years as the athletic director of MC's Rockville campus, as well as his 37 years as a physical education instructor. One of Tom Bickey's former players, MC Athletics Hall of Famer and Yale women's soccer head coach Rudy Meredith, reached out to us with a special video message about his former coach.
I had the honor of playing for Tom Bickey back in 1986 and 1988. And I want to just thank Tom for not giving up on me. He could have very easily given up on me when I failed all my classes my first semester at Montgomery College, but he didn't. Took me right over to the Learning Center, got me help, discovered I had a learning disability, got me all the tools that I needed to help me succeed academically at Montgomery College and move on to a 4-year school. Also during that time, he taught me how to be a great team player on and off the field. He taught me how to be a great leader on and off the field. And he also taught me how to get my butt whooped in tennis and golf several times. But then after all that, he also gave me a purpose. And the purpose was I want to be a coach just like Tom. And that motivated me. Every time I was struggling in the classroom, I was like, I got to get this degree so I can be a coach just like Tom Bickey and make him proud. And that was all of my motivation to be a coach, and so that Tom could be proud of me one day and be just like him. So I just want to thank him for everything. Tom, I'm going to miss you. And God bless everybody. And we are missing a really, really great man.
Don, Frank, and Tom each made quite an impact on MC athletics. In many ways, they are the reason MC has such a strong program today. They will be missed.
One word to describe Montgomery College: awesome.
Interesting.
Fun.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Inspirational.
Spectacular.
Family.
Nice.
Diverse.
Excelling.
Surprising. Perfect.
Opportunity.
Fun.
Great.
Exhausting.
Inspiring.
Flexible. Excellent.
Awesome.
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 Welcome back to the Raptor Report. And before we say goodbye, we have a couple more important notes for you. First of all, if you have a child at home who's looking to improve their basketball or soccer skills, then you should register them for either the basketball or soccer camps that MC teams will be holding this summer. The women's basketball team is running camps for girls ages 10 through 17. They have 4 week-long sessions scheduled. If you're interested, you can call 240-567-7588 or email tarla.gasquet@montgomerycollege.edu. And the MC men's soccer team is holding camps for both boys and girls ages 4 through 18. They have 5 week-long camps scheduled. If you're interested in a soccer camp, call 240-567-7984 or email pedro.braz@montgomerycollege.edu. And if you're a fan of soccer, then mark your calendar for the first annual Tom Bickey Memorial Soccer Tournament coming up this September 6th and 7th. We're giving you a heads up on it now because it is really going to be something to see. 4 of the top men's teams in the country will be there. Suffolk Community College from New York, Richland Community College from Texas, Mount San Antonio College from California, and of course, MC. There'll be 2 games each day, so make plans to come on out. You're not going to want to miss it because these are 4 of the very best college soccer teams in the nation, and the level of play will be through the roof. That's September 6th and 7th. Keep an eye on the Raptors homepage and social media sites for more information. And speaking of those sites, remember to check out montgomerycollege.edu/Raptors for all the latest Raptors news, team schedules and results, and much, much more. If you haven't already, like the Raptors on Facebook at facebook.com/theraptorsmc. Follow the Raptors on Twitter and Instagram. That's at MC_Raptors on both Twitter and Instagram. And a big shout out to Michael Simone and George Zuniga, who have been doing a heck of a job keeping Raptors fans informed on social media. We're going to be talking to them on a future show. And don't forget to subscribe to the Raptors channel on YouTube. That's youtube.com/theraptorsmc. There you'll find this show and past episodes of the Raptor Report, plus archive games, game highlights, and more. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of the Raptor Report, but we'll be back very soon with our annual look at the top 10 moments in MC sports from this past year. Don't miss it. We'll see you then, and again, thanks so much for watching the Raptor Report.